Well, hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are back in the boat today with my lovely bride, Christine, and we have Benny. Benny's on the boat with us too. And yeah, just out for a little afternoon hangout. We are now officially, we are empty nesters. Our kids are off to college, and so a little bit of a different change in season in our lives, and yeah, opportunity to get out and do things like this after work and do a little fishing. And so yeah, just a little fun afternoon, but always hope to put some fish in the boat. This is Mrs. 30. I'm gonna call her Mrs. 30 because she caught last year a 30.5-inch walleye, has me beat on a personal best. So at least in the States, I think I have you beat in Canada. So, but you're officially the personal best walleye in the States. So anyway, she has a tendency to catch big fish. So we'll see what happens tonight. We don't know. But yeah, give you a few tips along the way, a few tactics, just kind of show you what we're doing. And yeah, let's get it started. All right, guys, starting out with a few different plastic presentations. Christine's using just a jerk minnow, essentially, a mini fluke bait, and something you've seen a lot on this channel. Arkansas Shad is kind of a classic color I think everybody knows about, but start pitching some jigs and see what happens. But I'm using these power switches from Berkley, and show you what that looks like. Really, really small. This is a 16th ounce. Yeah, in a perch pattern, all kinds of different patterns, all kinds of different sizes. We're gonna start small, really like using small stuff. And I'm using a TFO ultralight spinning rod for this on 4-pound test. And so super, super light for this presentation. Definitely can go up to 1/8 quarter ounce on these as well. There's a bunch of different options, but first time using it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. So we cruised through this area and marked a few fish. This is kind of a big flat, sitting in 30 feet of water. Christine, what's the water temp? Can you see that on that big screen right there? It's the bottom number. 63.8. So we are starting to transition. I would say we're not, into that fall pattern quite yet, but water temps have moved from the last time I was out, I think 70 degrees all the way down to 63. And so that's gonna get things moving. And I think the pattern is still gonna kind of hold true. The typical patterns that we use during the summertime are still gonna be effective, but you're just gonna start to see a transition in the fall. And excited about that because the fish are gonna start moving up onto these flats into shallow water. And they're always kind of there, but you're gonna see them there more so, and often bigger fish there more so. So excited to get into that fall bite and that fall season. Great, great time to fish. So guys, offer just a few tips here. One of the things I often say is, if you watch my channel, not an expert, don't have walleye fishing figured out. I don't know if anybody really does, but want to, add some value if you're watching, and just to give some tips. And I think a few, one being this, is if you do have electronics, let's just assume you do have a boat and you do have electronics, is to utilize those electronics first. Like even before you go out on the water, is to have some spots picked out on a map. I think it's elk season, it's archery season, it's just started here, I think last week. And those guys that are successful are putting in a ton of scouting. They're looking at maps, they're looking at pinch points, looking at saddles, they're looking at bedding areas, feeding areas, all that kind of stuff. And all of that translates into the fishing world, especially walleye, I would say. And so what that looks like is looking at your maps and finding, especially this time of year, is like break points, finding extensions, finding flats, finding any kind of structure. Here in Montana, like our reservoirs, at least where we're at, don't have a ton of structure, not a ton of deep lake structure, but there are some. And so even before you fish, even before you get on the water, it would be super, super beneficial to you to like look for those points, look for those flats, look for those areas that look fishy, right? And to mark them and to go to them first and fish them. And then once you're on those areas is to use your electronics, whether you have 2D sonar or if you have side scan, and just cruise through those areas and look for fish. If you don't find fish, don't fish. Like, if you don't see anything, any life, any bait, any sign that there's fish there, don't waste your time. Maximize your time by using your electronics. So that's tip number 1. There you go.
Nice.
It is a walleye. No, it's a little guy.
Oh, look at him.
Little walleye. Little tiny guy.
Baby.
That's why he's kind of nipping at you. Right in the snout. Right in the snout.
Benny, look.
Benny, you want to see? Oh, no, 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 no. No.
There you go. Here.
I got it. All right, guys, took a little break, back to fishing. We are pulled up into a spot that has a really good rock to sand transition, kind of a rock slide that comes down into the water, and definitely have marked some fish here. So we're gonna start here, but tip number 2, not sure how many tips there's gonna be, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, who knows? But I'll give you a second tip, and that is simply to have like multiple rods set up with different presentations, and have them ready, have them all rigged up, ready to go, so that as you pull into an area and you're marking fish, if you're not catching them right away, definitely helps to have some different things, some different tactics to deploy very quickly. And so you don't know what is going to be effective, right? And so you come out with an idea that, you know, jigging a plastic is going to be, you know, the way you want to fish, or the way that you want to catch fish. And as much as I would like that to be the case always, it's just not. And so you have to be willing to try different things. And yeah, so that would be my tip number 2 for you. Oh, yep. Yep. Oh, that's a nice fish. That doesn't feels like a trout. Oh yeah, it's a trout. Yeah, it's a trout. Yeah. I think. Is that camera running yet?
Can you turn it?
Oh, no, don't go that way. No, stay away from this rod. Oh, shoot. He's gonna get dangled. Here, lift it up, and I'm gonna go like this. Okay. There we go. I think it's a brown. Oh, it's just a big green boat.
I'm gonna bring this one in.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me grab the camera.
Just a trout. Goodness. Okay, buddy. I'll get you in a second here. Yeah, it's a big rainbow. You're not done yet, are you? Yeah. Come on. Get you up here. Yep, there we go. Yep. not the intended species. This is a fluke. Ooh, I think you came off. Yes, you did.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of hate to even take them out.
That's fine.
I'll just get them on this
Get one here, yeah.
nice bow. It's probably 20 inches or so. Not what we intended for. Let him go here, buddy. There he goes. There we go.
Nice.
It is a
Oh,
walleye.
yeah. You open that or
No, it's a little guy.
no? Oh, look at, he's so cute.
Little walleye. Little tiny guy.
Baby.
That's why he's kind of nipping at you. Right in the snout. Right in the snout.
Vinny. Vinny, look.
Benny, you want to see? Benny, look at it. What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, show it off so we can
Yeah.
put him back, get him back in the water.
Yeah, just barely, I mean, big enough to show off. Little tiny guy. Maybe like 10 inches.
Cute.
Just a little bit. Well, little update. We have caught 2 walleye. And it kind of leads me to tip number 3. I think there's going to be 3 tonight. And that is essentially this, is fish the low light hours. I know that may seem obvious, but I think far too many times we kind of fish the daylight hours. And you know, you can catch fish during the day, no question about it. But there's something about just kind of that magic hour when the sun sets and the bite just starts to kind of turn on, honestly. And that's still kind of what we're hoping here, is they just get a little bit more active. But if you can maximize those low light hours, whether it's morning or evening, I tend to prefer evening. Is kind of my preference. I just feel like I just have more success fishing that last hour of light and into dark a little bit. And even ice fishing, that's just kind of been the case for me. So, so yeah, definitely low light hours if you can manage to get out, and even if for just a couple of hours. My personal best walleye was 28.5 from shore, and it was like just a couple hours had to fish, and came kind of right at sunset. So yeah, if you can do that, if you can spend more time low light hours, definitely think you'll have a lot more success. So it's tip number 3. Is gonna do it for today. Just a few fish and a few tips, and didn't catch a lot. There were some fish around. They're pretty finicky, and I still feel like we're kind of in that kind of summer phase, and once the temperatures start cooling down, they should get a little bit more bitey, I suppose. But hope you enjoyed this one. Just a quick outing, and like I said, just a few tips. Hope that those are beneficial to you. And yeah, if you wouldn't mind, please like, please subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see more of, or if you have questions about techniques or whatever the case might be. Do my best to answer those. So thanks for watching. See you next time.